Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How are y'all doing today? Y'all know what today is. It's Monday. All right. And y'all know what came on last night. Good Girls came on last night. And y'all know what we review. Wow, that was a tongue twister. What we review on Monday. That is Good Girls. So last night's episode with Good Girls, it was a good episode. It really was a good episode. Not too much, not too little. It was good. It was a good episode, to kind of give us a break in between like big action, everything like that, intensity and things like that. So if you guys saw in my last review that I did on CS the Key, um, I was out of town. I was on vacation. Y'all, we're back to the news. We're back to the setup. We're back in the room. Okay, but I was on a mini vacation. I decided, look here, I needed to get away. I needed to get out of Michigan. I needed to get out of Flint. And I just needed a vacation, okay? And so I went to Ohio, just, an hour, a couple of, change away from Michigan, away from Flint. So took a 2-day vacation. I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum, which was amazing, amazing. Went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum, and then I went to the Toledo Zoo on my last day. So I had a great vacation. Just needed to see new surroundings instead of seeing the same old thing. So took a break, and it was definitely a much needed break for sure. But back to the same location, my room, okay? And we're here to review Good Girls, okay? Y'all, I was about to forget this review until my sister texted me, did you watch an episode of Good Girls? And I said, yeah, because I was watching Pose. Because Pose decides that they want to come on at freaking Sundays on at 10 o'clock when they usually come on. Well, used to come on Tuesdays at 10, but now that Mayans is still on air, they come on at 10s on Tuesdays. So maybe what most likely will probably happen is that once Mayans is done, the season wrapped up, then they're gonna come back on Tuesdays, but we'll see. But you guys, I'll tell you guys on Wednesday. Y'all probably seen it. Y'all probably seen it on Twitter or Instagram, wherever y'all see, news of entertainment. We will discuss it on Wednesday. Okay. So, yeah, I was watching Pose. I was watching the first 2 episodes, and y'all, whoo, whoo, they almost got me in the first episode, but I didn't cry. But you know what? Whew. Mm, 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 mm. So I watched Pose. I literally just got done watching Pose. And I was about to chill, but then my sister texted me, did you watch Good Girls last night? And I said, yeah. So, and that reminded me, I got to do this review. All right, you guys. So this is Good Girls Review. This is season 4, episode 7. Carolyn with a Y. Yeah, Carolyn with a Y. So I did watch the episode last night, and like I usually do, categorize it. Annie, Ruby, Beth, the group. Okay, so imagine, okay, Annie's name is popping up because now we're talking about Annie's right now. So, for Annie's story of the show, she gets a call from Saracen. Saracen wants to talk to her, and they meet up at the coffee shop, and he tells her that he thinks that they need to pull Ben out of St. Anne's, because his classmate, I guess, threw like this wild party, and they had Taylor Swift, and she performed, her whole 1989 album, and, you know, Saracen doesn't want Ben to think this is how you throw birthday parties, lavish, extravagant, and everything like that. And so he's thinking about pulling him out of St. Anne's. But Annie is like, why would you want to do that? You're the one that wanted him, to go there in the first place. And he asked her, can you talk to him for me, So later on in the episode, Ben comes home and he's pissed because Saracen won't let him go to DC field trip. And so he's like, I'm going to be the only one in my class that's not going to the DC trip and everything like that. So Annie was going to tell him that Saracen and her have talked about pulling him out of St. Anne's, but she said that she'll talk to Saracen about it. So then, she talked about Ben's nails, because Ben's nails, they were like this nice, bluish topaz color. And she was like, I like your nails. And he was like, yeah, thank you. Nancy did it. And she was like, Nancy did it? He was like, yeah, she's working at home now and everything like that. And so Ben is telling her everything that's happening. And Annie realizes that Saracen and Nancy are going through financial troubles. And so she's happy and giddy about that, oh, she has like a foot up or something in the parenting, and they're going through financial troubles, and she's opening up all of these businesses and everything like that. So later on in the episode, her and Saracen meet up, and she tells him that she'll help out paying for the tuition at St. Anne's, because y'all know private schools are expensive. Okay, private schools and schools like those are just very expensive. So she's offered to help out paying the tuition, and but then Saracen was like, oh, we'll just, he also told her like what was going on with Nancy, her opening up all these businesses and things like that. So he admitted to like having some financial troubles. Um, but he was like, we'll just let him stick it out for the rest of the semester. But Annie then said, I'll help you guys out and everything like that. So that's what happened with Annie. Okay, now let's talk about Ruby. So Ruby and Stan. Stan is now selling these fake purses. And so Ruby, she showed them a picture of this neighborhood, and like had a whole bunch of bedrooms and bathrooms. And she was like, how about, we go there and like we act like we live in this house and everything like that, selling these bags. And basically it's close to Henry's school. And so like the rich neighborhoods and everything like that. And so he was like, okay, but he doesn't want Beth to get involved, because he basically read Beth, and I agreed to what he was saying about Beth, him saying that Beth doesn't care about anybody but herself. She likes using people. She likes, you know, playing with people and everything like that. And I'm like, yeah, I can agree with that. I can see what he's talking about. So he doesn't want Beth getting involved with this, because they will go down. He will go back to jail, and Beth will be, you know, high and dry, walking free, while both of them are in jail and everything like that. So he doesn't want nothing to do with Beth in the situation at all. Leave Beth out of this situation. And Ruby's like, okay, I'm not going to tell her. So while Ruby is in a meeting with the group, while we'll discuss later on, Stan is at the house, and he's making friends with these women in the neighborhood, and he's selling the fake purses and everything like that. They're trying to understand more about them, but he lies and everything like that. And basically, they don't even own a home. They're just using it to make it look like they live there. But he's just selling these purses left and right, offering cheese and everything like that. I mean, you can't go wrong with cheese. You know, everybody like good cheese here and there. So he, after the end of the day, he's upset about Ruby because she let him. It was supposed to be a team thing. She was supposed to be there too, but she was out with the group and everything like that. And he's upset because this is, you're supposed to be here, but you're out there with Beth, and it's like, focus on your family. And so they were short about, I think, $5,000. I think $5,000 they were short about $5,000. And some, no, $6,000. Yeah, they're short about $6,000. And so later on in the episode, she asked the ladies, how have y'all been doing financially? And she told them that she needs $6,000, and she told them about what she's doing. And Beth seemed upset about it because she's not telling, Ruby about everything. And, Ruby ended up reading Beth, well, you know what, you obviously are, doing things and everything like that, because what she did with Rio last episode. And, she just needs help right now. And so they give her the money, the $6,000, and they wanted this to be like a one and done type thing. Okay, did your deed, sold your purses, let us walk. Homie's like, no, that's not gonna happen. And so they're basically stuck as of right now, working with Stan's boss, selling more purses. So I'm pretty sure next episode they're gonna be selling a whole bunch more purses, because that's what happens. You start off small. All right, you do what you had to do. Now let's up it again to see if you can sell this many purses. And then you do good the second time. Okay, let's sell this many purses. So every, everything gets bigger. Um, so that's what happened with Ruby. Okay, now let's get to Beth. What did Beth? Basically, Beth's situation just tied into the group. Basically, yeah, Beth really didn't have much of a story this episode, but Dean wanted to buy a hot tub and something like that. Yeah, Dean wanted to buy a hot tub, and she said we can't afford it, but he ended up buying a hot tub. Yeah, so that was the thing. That was their situation. But now let's talk about the group. All right, so in the beginning of the episode, the girls are all there, and so is the FBI agent, the boss, and he tells Annie and Ruby what Beth did. Her and Rio, well, they really didn't have sex. They didn't have sex. Y'all know. So that's what happened. And so he tells the girls that Beth is on the bench, so she can't do anything. So it's up to Ruby or Annie to try to, do something. They don't want to overstep the boundary of, messing with Rio. So then, oh, what is her name? Is her name Abby? What's the FBI agent name? I'm gonna call her Abby. Abby walks in, and she gets information because I guess she did some recording. And what happened was that she got information from Rio, and basically Rio wants Beth. So then she meets up with Rio, and he tells her that he needs to make a security deposit. Actually, yeah, she meets up with Rio, and he was like, I need to make another security deposit. And she was like, well, you know what? I can't do that because my husband is on house arrest, so that can't happen. How about Ruby and Annie? He was like, nah, it's too risky. Basically, they got to find someone new to be the security deposit for his stuff. And so, I mean, they automatically think of the FBI agent, Abby. So they were like, nobody's, going to believe that she's a mom and everything like that. So they start training her. What's your kid's name? Julian and Briar. What time is bedtime? Bedtime is 7:30. What were you doing at 3 o'clock? Well, 3:30. School pickup. That's the wrong answer. Make sure you spell Briar with the W. Well, with the Y. And it's like just testing her on mother knowledge and everything like that. And so, they take her purse and they destroy it, and it's fills it up with cereal and different type of things, just make her look like a mommy makeover, so to say. And so they meet up with Rio, and they're at a restaurant, and she bugged the condiments. The condiments are, well, the salt shaker was has a mic to it, so the FBI agent boss is somewhere. And so Rio comes in, and they try to get him to say something, but he was like, let's go somewhere else. Okay? And so they're like, why? Why can't we do it here? And it was like, no, let's go to her house. And so they're on the drive to her house, and what's happening is that during the drive, Annie is texting her boss, and I'm like, oh, are they about to find a house or something like that? Lo and behold, she found a house, and they get to the door and she can't find her keys. And she was like, Rio was like, why don't you just knock? And she was like, well, my husband, works late. And I'm like, you could have said he like worked third shift or something like that. You could have said that. Because it was like 12 when they got there. So Rio was like, you know what? I'm gonna just knock on the door. Bang, 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 bang. He knocked on the door, and then all of a sudden, the FBI agent boss answers the door. I'm like, I knew it. And so they walk into the door. They walk into the house, and he was like, "Where are the cups at?" She was like, "On the right." So he goes to the right, and it's not cups. So he's basically testing her, like, is this your house? And she was like, oh, I meant my right. So gets the cups. And he then tells tells her that to meet at the bank or something like that. And so they didn't get any information because he kind of knows what's up. He knows that, he's being watched and everything like that. And so, what else happened? What else happened? I'm trying to remember. Click. Let's go into the memory bank. What happened? Okay. I think I got it. Okay. Talk about that. I went to the house and everything like that. Yep. Okay. So the FBI agent comes back, her boss, he comes out the house and he was like, no, you guys didn't get anything. He played them. And then the owners, it was funny, the owners of the house came back out. It's like, is it okay for us to come out? So that was cute. Okay, so I think I got everything. Okay, I think I got everything. Okay, so let's go. So toward the end of the episode, they are at the bank. And what happened was that Beth and Rio are in the car, and Rio asks her, is she FBI or is she DEA? And I'm like, oh. So of course, he knows what's going on. And so he and Beth pulls out, he was like, look in the glove box. So she pulls out a gun. I'm like, oh, you about to shoot her right here in the car, homie? Dang, you about to do her like this? He gets in the car, he takes his gun, and he puts in a code on the where the radio and stuff be at. Yeah, he put in a code, and like a secret thing opened up, and it was like a little safety, not like a safety, but like a little what do I want to say? A combination lock for his gun inside the car. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, Beth, you better, you better have copied them numbers of what this, combination is for that little safe in the car. And so they get to the bank, and he hands her a duffel bag. And so she goes into the vault where, in the banks, they have those vaults and everything like that. And so her boss is in the vault, and he opens up the bag, and then when he opens up the bag, cut to Rio and Beth, they're getting arrested. And I'm like, oh, I'm putting it together. I'm like, oh, so what was going to happen was, like, if he traded her the money, then he was going to call in reinforcement, and then Rio was going to get arrested. That's what was going to happen. But that's not what happened, because in the bag, it looked like some fake jewelry. That's what it looked like. So then her boss called off everything, and they got, old dude asked for like Rio's license. He got his license, but then his partner came up and whispered something to him, basically telling him to hold off, it's not the time. That's what I'm pretty sure the officers were talking to each other about. He hands Rio back his license, and then cut back to the FBI agent and her boss. He basically said that she messed up. So I'm like, y'all, I don't know why these girls think that Rio is stupid. Like, Do y'all not understand he been in this game for a minute and that he kind of picks up on everything? Homie is street smart, okay? Homie is street smart. Y'all don't think he knows the ins and out and everything like that? Y'all don't think he knows when he's being tracked and everything like that? At the bar, when, yeah, at the bar, when he told Beth about the safety deposit, he showed her the book because y'all remember, that scene, she put the microphone behind the book that he showed her. I think it was like a John Grisham book, and he handed it to her. And I'm like, oh, he probably got the wire in the book, but I don't think he had the wire in the book. But he gave her the book, and I'm like, oh, he knows, girl. And then when they were in the car, he told her he found out about the wire. So it's like, homie's not stupid. Like, I don't know why these girls think that he's stupid. Like, I don't know. They think they trying to get like ahead of him or something. But like, when you trying to get ahead of a dude that's been doing this counterfeit stuff for like years and stuff, like it looked like homie been doing this for years. Like, he picks up on stuff very quickly. So it's like these girls think that he's stupid, but like, homie been like a stepping above y'all for like majority of the first 2 seasons, first 3 seasons. Like, he's always been a step above, a step ahead of them. So it's like, well, except for the part when he messed up and he put his fingerprints on the wet counterfeit money earlier this season, and Beth showed him. So they kind of one upped him on that, but like majority of the time he's always one up them, and he was always thinking ahead of them, and he knows what's up. I don't know why these girls think he's stupid. Homie not stupid. But then I remember when Ruby was telling Beth and Annie about her needing the money. Beth was like, "Do you think I have feelings for him?" I'm like, "Girl, yeah, you do. You like him. You like the rush that he gives you, girl. Dean ain't giving you the rush, so you like Rio to give you that little rush, that little adrenaline. You like that, girl. So you like Rio. So stop trying to play. Yeah, you trying to get him arrested. Yeah, you want to quote unquote get out of this life. But girl, you like Rio. You like what he does to you. You like it. She likes it. You can't tell me nothing because, girl, Manny Montana was good, but he's married, so I'm not gonna do that. But what's good, Manny Montana? What's good? But Manny Montana, absolutely, absolutely, girl. I understand. He's a good-looking man. He is a good-looking man, okay? But girl, you like you some Rio. So stop trying to downplay that you don't like him, that you don't got feelings, girl. Then why you be taking it so easily? Why don't you say no? Exactly, because you like it. Girl, stop playing. Stop playing. Yeah, okay? So y'all, what else did I miss? Did I miss anything? Oh yeah, and then the end of the episode, like I said, with the hot tub thing, Dean got the hot tub, and why would you put the hot tub in like the freaking what looked like what it used to be the dining room? Like, why would you put the hot tub in the dining room? Put it outside. But no, he put it straight in the freaking dining room, and Beth got in the hot tub with all of her clothes. I'm like, ew, I hate when like my clothes get wet. I hate when my socks get wet. I hate that so much. Like, girl, mm-mm. Mm-mm. But she gets in a hot tub and he asks her how was her day. So basically that's how the episode ended. But what else did I miss anything? I talked about Annie. I talked about her situation. I talked about Ruby's situation. Beth really didn't have anything. And I talked about everything that happened with the group. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I talked about everything. If I miss anything, y'all, put it in the comments and we'll talk about it. And y'all, I'm loving the interaction. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving talking to you guys and everything like that. I'm enjoying it. I love it. But let's discuss in the comments. And y'all, I will see y'all Wednesday for Mayans MC. Peace. Love you guys. Peace, love. Bye.